Hi, Dave with Align Therapy here. We're talking today about why scoliosis can't be fixed, or can it be fixed? When we see patients for the first time, we make it clear that we don't fix scoliosis. Some patients come into us thinking that we're going to straighten out their spine and fix their scoliosis and they're never going to have it again. So that's not possible, and I wanted to describe why that's not possible. Anyone that is claiming that they fix scoliosis should, they may not be being truthful as far as that goes. Even surgery doesn't fix scoliosis. Surgery fuses the spine, but it doesn't fix scoliosis. There are some new surgical procedures called VBT and some other things like that, vertebral body tethering, that can help reduce the deformity of the spine, but still the spine has scoliosis. So let me describe why. In the spine, we have different parts of the spine that I want to talk about. So the back part, we have like the spinous process, which is the knobs on the back that you can feel if you run your hand down someone's back. We have the discs in the front that are in between each vertebrae, and then we have the vertebral bodies that are in between each disc. Those vertebral bodies, they grow as we grow during adolescence, and we have end plates that are on the ends of the vertebral body that help to grow. That's where the growth plates are. That's where scoliosis comes in. We don't actually know what most scoliosis is caused by. That's why we call it idiopathic. So we don't know exactly what's creating the problem, but we do know why it progresses. So let's talk about that a little bit. If we take those spine segments, and I draw a scoliosis spine up here on the board, we have a curve that goes like this, ish, and that's the pelvis. So as the spine curves like this, even if it's just to a small amount, where we get the growth in the spine is here on the end plates of the vertebrae. So it's making a cool color there. So the growth plates are here. As we grow, those growth plates in a normal spine that's straight, those growth plates grow vertically, and we gain height and we gain size of the vertebral body. What happens in scoliosis, the further the spine goes into the curve, the more pressure we get on the inside on the growth plates, because there's more compression on that side, and the less compression we get on the outside of the growth plates. So with compression on the growth plates, we get less growth of the vertebrae, and where there's less pressure, we get more growth of the vertebrae. So what happens is we start to get more growth on the outsides, on the convex side of the curve, and we get less growth on the concave side of the curve. So what that does is it starts to make the vertebrae more wedge-shaped. So when we get more wedge shape in the vertebra, in the vertebral body, we start to see it progress more. So it's this wedge shape that creates more of the curve. So as an adolescent child, or even younger than adolescent, as they grow and their growth plates are active, then we keep progressing into that scoliosis curve. That wedging of the vertebrae makes the vertebral body shaped different, and it creates more progression in the curve. So the only way that we could really fix it is by going in and reshaping the vertebrae to make it more square and to line everything up, which we can't do. That would be very invasive, and it's usually not necessary to do that. But that's why we can't fix the curve. The spine is shaped differently, the bones are shaped differently, and we can't change that. We can affect, while that child is still growing, we can reduce the pressure on the inside of the vertebral body by doing exercises to push it back towards the midline and decompress that concave side of the vertebral body. We can also use bracing. Bracing pushes in on the curve so that it decompresses the inside of the vertebral body on those end plates. but nothing can really fix it. So I'm very clear with my patients on this, that we can't fix scoliosis. Um, Maybe one day we will be able to, but right now we try and do those things that help the body to grow in a better way. With adult scoliosis, it's quite a bit different, because we're not growing. The spine isn't growing, so we don't have the end plates of the vertebrae growing asymmetrically. Uh, we usually have some degeneration in the spine that's creating the scoliosis and pushing the scoliosis further out. In that instance, we can't fix that either, because that degeneration we can't take away, but we can reduce the progression of it, again, by putting force into the spine in the opposite direction that it wants to progress. So we're not fixing it. Doesn't mean it can't be helped. That's far from the case. There are many things that we can do to help this, but um, it can't be fixed. And maybe one day when we can fix it, I'll do another YouTube video and we'll discuss that. But thanks for watching. If you have any other questions on scoliosis, feel free to make a comment and subscribe so you can see more information. Thanks.